Hello guys, welcome again to another BTC video. I hope you are doing great today. I have a new video for you guys. This is more of a macro type of analysis for BTC and more of a theoretical video if you want to call it. But believe it or not, I found some things in the charts that are very interesting that will help us determine where BTC might go and the points of validation and invalidation for certain levels that BTC will head to. With that being said, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot if you make this channel grow, and I always thank you for all of your support. With that being said, I'm gonna jump straight to the charts and just talk to you what is here in front of you. So basically, what I have here is the basic support and resistance trend lines that every trader or analyst uses out there. As you can see, I have this nice resistance trend line, which was major resistance from basically 64 from April 12th 2021, and as you can see, this was the major breakout point of that new all-time high towards 69, right? So right now we know what trend line we need to hold and break in order to go to higher levels for BTC. And why is this trend line so important? Because as you can see right here, you got rejection here, multiple rejections on the weekly time frame, by the way, multiple rejections here. And once you had your breakout, your retest didn't hold. So if we wanted to see 100k BTC, what we want BTC to do is this, and that, something along those lines. And obviously that didn't happen. We tried to hold the trend line, but finally we capitulated and dropped below. And as you can see, if I zoom in slightly to the chart, you can see that we have multiple weekly wicks around the trend line. We had a fake out here, which is very similar to this, where we just pumped up and then failed to hold the retest and then just dropped back down. Now, what is interesting about this, resistance and support trend line is that we're nearing the apex of this pattern formation that we have in front of us. The bottom of the pattern formation is coming in around 35,500, whereas the top is coming in around $40,000, $40,500. Now, if we do this or if we do that, the important thing is the confirmation of the breakout. So this is what is really important. When you break out, you usually pull back, and when you pull back, you need to hold a certain level in order to continue upwards. So if we are able to, or if we manage to break above this and hold the pullback, right, then that would be a nice sign, a nice bullish sign for BTC that we could head higher. Now the big question is how much higher. Now I have a lot of information to share, so please stick around till the end of the video because, like I said, it's gonna get very interesting. Also, the bottom bear scenario is the same thing. So we head towards $35,000 or $36,000. If we break below, it's not the end of the world till we get a rejection on the retest. But because every time we break below support, we usually retest it as resistance and then we drop one more time. And obviously I don't really trade technical targets of patterns. I find them very inefficient. But if I would show you the technical targets of the conservative, just technical targets of this, if we break down, the technical target is around $14,000, and if we break up, the technical target is around $62,000. So there's a lot of speculation in the market right now, especially I'm hearing a lot of people saying, oh, everybody's so bearish, so we have to push up and we have to break through, because the market usually does the opposite. Now that's very true, actually. The market does usually do the opposite of the sentiment, but the problem is that people are still in disbelief. So people are still in a stage that, okay, we're still not bearish, we're still bullish, but this is just a retracement. And that's the general sentiment. Now you have a few people who have been calling the bear market for like 3 months already right now, same as me, but I mean, the majority of the people are still in disbelief. Even though you look at your altcoins, they're almost 90 to 80, more than 100% down from all-time high. So does that mean that they're going to crash another 50% and BTC is going to 14k or 20k? I don't really think so. But I do think there will be some type of very strong manipulation, basically, where either a V-shaped recovery or a pump to the upside with a fake out and then another drop. So they're gonna massacre a lot of people. In my personal opinion, as I've been saying since January, I believe there will be a big crash by end of year, and I believe that we will capitulate towards tops maximum of $25,000, $26,000 tops, I think, just to kill some liquid, just to grab some liquidity from the bottom. Now, obviously, we can wick below 25, but I think on the weekly, it will be a wick. It won't be anything else. So similar to what we see here. So wick, wick, wick. So something along those lines. And I think that should happen in order for BTC to spring, because there's no way an asset's going to pump 10, 20x if it's not at the discount. People need to buy spot, and retail need to buy at a discount in order for us to have a spring. Now, is this something certain that's going to happen? Obviously, nothing certain in TA. We always use probabilities and always have two scenarios so we can get prepared for both, basically. But right now, it's getting very, very interesting because, like I said, we are at the apex of the triangle. We're nearing it. So the breakouts is bound to happen in May. Usually May is a very bad month for BTC, but if we're able to hold May below, if you're able to hold this trend line before the start of the next month, so during May, then there will be a nice bullish upside towards those highs. And that is because if you follow me on Twitter, I've been posting for a while now that there are many bullish signs on the monthly time frame. We have a hidden bullish divergence. It's very, very clear, by the way. Let me just show you here. Low, higher low, and then we have low and then lower low. So this is a hidden bullish divergence, which means continuation to the upside. So the likelihood of us going up first, well, this is the monthly, by the way. So just to clarify, it is the monthly time frame. So it does take a couple of months to start and to play out, and we are still bearish. So the stochastic is bearish on the monthly, the MACD is still bearish on the monthly. Everything is bearish. The only thing that we have that is positive is this hidden bullish divergence. Now, does this hidden bullish divergence mean that it's going to play out today or tomorrow? Like I said, I can't be very, very sure, but definitely you expect over the next couple of months a nice rally to the upside. So whether it's going to take us a month to start this, 2 months to start this upside, it will happen. And obviously, if we go, as long as we're able to hold this trend line and we don't break these levels, then this is a confirmed bullish divergence. The only way this becomes unconfirmed is basically if we drop below $29,000. So if we do manage to close candles, weekly or monthly candles below $29,000, which I think won't happen, then this hidden bullish divergence will be invalidated. So, but again, this is the monthly, but it is a very, very positive sign. And because we're nearing the end of the apex, it makes you wonder if we're going to capitulate really or not. Because if we don't capitulate here, or even if we do, by the way, even if we do capitulate slightly, so we're around $38,000. If we fall, let's say, 5K, we reach around $34,000, $33,000, and then we wake up back up. This is a fake out. And the market will try to do that, by the way. The market will try to do this and that and then pump up. But again, right now it's very, very hard to say because BTC is being squeezed. But at least we know the levels to watch out for breakout to the upside or breakdown to the downside. Now, the break up to the upside obviously is that $41,000 region. The break to the downside is around $36,000 to $35,000 region. So if we start to see weekly closes below or above the resistance or the support, then we will know the general direction of the market, if we're going to head up or if we're going to head down. Now, the biggest question that I have is, okay, mate, so on the downside, we know now if we break this level with weekly closes, then the likelihood of going towards $31,000 is there. Again, weekly candle closes under our support trend line with a proper retest and a rejection. That's the confirmation, because there will be fake outs, in my opinion. Whether it's going to be this type of fake out or this type of fake out, I can't be sure right now. So you all know now by now the bearish scenario. So what about the bullish scenario and the levels of confirmation? So like I said, for the bullish scenario, we need a proper breakout of $41,000, a retest holding the trend line, and then a bounce again. If that happens, then the likelihood of going higher obviously increases exponentially. Now the bigger question that we have right now is how much higher. With that being said, I'm going to jump to the strategy or to the indicators that I've created or assembled. So these indicators are all SMAs, EMAs, DMAs, TMAs, and they're basically different periods. So we have 20, 50, 100, 150, 200. So we have a lot: 65 EMA, DMA 35, and TMA 45. Now, why are these DMAs, TMAs so important? And I'm going to show you visually to help you understand, and this is only going to work in the weekly time frame. So we're going to move away from our current bull run or current price action, and I'm just going to show you the pattern formation of these colors and how important it is that we know what they mean. So you can see here in the 2017 bull run, we had a strong push to the upside, and the color pattern formation was always red, purple, blue, always. So red, purple, blue, orange, and then you had this yellow ocean, if you want to call it, if you want to visualize it as an ocean. So every time, as long as BTC on the weekly time frame stayed above these red, purple, blue lines, we were still bullish. So the bull run was still on. The bull run started to get iffy once we broke below. As you can see here, we had a weekly close below the blue line, and then suddenly your blue line switches to green. So these are the signs of bear market approaching or huge downtrend on the weekly time frame. Now obviously in this situation, what happens after is, after you drop, you usually drop to the orange MA. So or is it SMA? So usually you drop to the orange SMA, then you pump back up, and you get rejected again on the previous red, purple, and now green EMAs or DMAs. So, and that is another sign that, okay, this is very bad, this is at a downtrend, and then we continued in a downtrend till we dipped below. So once you start to touch the ocean, this yellow ocean, and once this orange EMA starts to move up and change colors from orange to yellow, and then the price is below it, as you can see. Let me just show you here. Remove all of these. No, keep this one right there. As you can see right there, once we drop to the ocean right here, and then we try to bounce back up, and we get rejected on the yellow EMA, which is the 65 EMA on the weekly time frame, that's where basically, and then this one starts to go up, and you can see the price is below it. And if you pop up your DMA and your TMA, we get rejected here, and then we start hitting our heads on the DMAs, the TMAs, which are basically the red, the purple, and the blue, or now green, basically, lines. Now, the start of the new bull run happens the opposite, obviously. So you bottom out, bottom of a bear market, which is within the ocean, obviously, and then suddenly your EMAs start to flip bullish on the weekly time frame. Your color here, green, starts to turn blue. Your pattern formation, your color pattern formation starts to go properly. So you start to have red, purple, blue, and then green below. So everything looks good. And this is one of the key signs that the bull run has started, when we have this bullish crossover of these EMAs, DMAs, and TMAs. Now, obviously, we had the black swan right here. But the black swan is very, very important, because if you remember, the criteria for confirmation of a bear market is we drop below, the yellow line starts to be above us, we touch the yellow sea or the ocean right here, the SMAs, the EMA, the DMA, the red, purple, and green lines start to come above us, and then once we bounce, we get rejected on the yellow line and we drop. Whereas here, we did drop, as you can see, but once we bounced, we were able to hold and break the yellow line. And you can see, once we were holding this, we had weekly closes above the yellow line. So the wicks are not important, by the way, because you were wicking towards those DMAs and TMAs, but you had those weekly closes above that that yellow EMA, that 65 EMA on the weekly time frame for a couple of weeks, and that gave us time for the color pattern formation to flip back to bullish. So the red started to be on top, the purple on bottom, the blue on the bottom, the orange below that, and then the ocean. And that's when our bull run really started to kick off. And it kept doing that, by the way, till we had troubling signs one more time, which is around that area. And this is one of the main things that was making me so bearish, because this indicator was so accurate even in 2014. But what happened here is basically a perfect market maker play, where we had a double top market, which I also talked about, by the way. If you've been following for a while, I was warning people like, don't be too hyped if BTC is around 69 again, because it could be a type of double top market. We have it in the S&P 500, we have it in the Amazon charts, so it's there. And obviously, like I said, in order for us to confirm that the bull run is on, we need to climb above the yellow and retest it as support, but obviously we fell through it. And now if you zoom into the weekly time frame and you see where we are, it becomes clear where we are, basically. So your yellow line is starting to, move above your, or it is already above your red. Blue now turned green, and then purple, DMA, TMA, and EMAs and SMAs. So this is basically what we are seeing here. Something along those lines, where basically, and we touched also the bottom of the ocean. So we are right now in the bottom of the ocean, similar to where we were here in June 2018. So we were in the bottom of the ocean and we were below the EMAs. But there is a positive thing, and that is, if you've studied basic TA, these EMAs, DMAs, SMAs are like magnets towards the price. So usually price tends to go towards them, whether if we are above them, we go towards them, and if we're below them, we go towards them as well. So we pump towards them or we dump towards them. And this is basically the pullback that we talk about all the time. So now if we look at where we are right now, currently sitting, worst case scenario will be a fake out here. That will be very, very bad. So and to be honest, I have a gut feeling. You can call it experience, you can call it whatever you want. I have a gut feeling that we will bounce here, and I think we will hit the 44.5 EMA. Now, this is going to be very, very risky. So, like I said, we've done it here, and we got rejected. But once we got rejected here, these EMA, DMA, SMAs were still not in proper bearish formation, color pattern bearish formation. Whereas now they're starting to form. They're starting to, your yellow is here, your purple is here, your green is here, and your red is here. So now we are under the EMAs, under the TMAs, under the SMAs, and the most important thing is that we are in this ocean right here. So the likelihood, like I said, of us going towards $45,000 or towards this yellow EMA over the next couple of weeks or next week or whatever is likely, obviously, especially because on the daily time frame we could do this and then get rejected and then drop, and this will be one weekly candle only. The bigger problem that I have right now is, will we be able to break it? If we are able to break this, it's going to be very bullish, obviously, because like we've seen earlier, once we break above this yellow EMA, we are most likely going for even higher highs. But the problem is, we don't really want a repeat of this. We don't want a repeat of, basically, let me just show you, let me remove all of these. So we don't basically want a break above and then not being able to hold the yellow. We need the yellow EMA to hold. We need all of these EMAs to be support EMAs. We don't need them to flip to, resistance, because it will be a fake out. So if we break above like this towards, let's say, $60,000 and everyone's hyped, there will be one more pullback. And this pullback, if we don't hold this yellow EMA and we start to break below it, that would be catastrophic, because I think that would be that would be the worst case scenario for crypto, where basically you get hyped with the bull run resumption, you go towards $62,000 because you broke the pattern, you go for that pullback, you get rejected here, and then you just drop, and you drop below even the support, and you keep dropping towards $25,000, and that would be severe. That would be around, let's see, around a 62% drop. by around end of year. So it's getting very, very interesting, to be honest, for BTC. Right now, we cannot really be sure the general direction as there's no breakout yet, but based on everything that I'm seeing right here, we are bearish based on the indicators. We are bearish on based on this indicator that I have right now. The likelihood of us going towards the yellow line, wherever that might be over the next couple of weeks, is very high, by the way, because like I said, these EMAs are like magnets. The bigger question that we have is, will we be able to break this, retest it as support, and then keep bouncing or not? Because if we're not able to do that and we just break mega bullish, and then we start to see signs of bearish divergences with decreasing volume or indicators showing opposite direction than price action, then that's going to be other warning signs that be careful. This could be a triple top market or a huge head and shoulder market. I mean, we need to be prepared for all scenarios, honestly. Once I get more data, I will obviously update you guys. I will keep eyes on this because I think this is going to be the key thing for us. If we're able to break above it, then we're going to know we're going to have at least a nice bull trap. And then obviously after the pullback, if we hold the pullback, then we could say that, okay, BTC has resumed the bull run and maybe heading towards higher levels. But if we fail to hold this pullback, if that happens, basically, be very, very careful, because in my personal opinion, the crash at the end of the year will be very, very big, like unexpected for many. And since I say it's going to be unexpected to many, the only way it's going to be unexpected if this BTC goes to 60 again. That would be like a shocker for all of, because I know for a fact at 60K, everybody's going to be bullish. Everybody. I will not be bullish till I find a retest, a pullback of this, these EMAs start to flip bullish. We hold the EMAs and then we start bounce upwards. That's when I flip bullish. That's when I know, okay, the bull run has resumed, and we might go to those higher levels that we spoke about, like 80K, 85K BTC, or even 100K BTC down the road. As of now, obviously, the data is not enough, but like I said, very, very interesting information, and I hope you did enjoy the video, by the way, guys, and sorry it took so long. As for the micro time frame, the micro analysis of the time frames, whether we're going to go down or up first, the likelihood on the micros to go down is more right now, so maybe we will dip towards $35,000 or $36,000 and then bounce above this and then go towards that $45,000 region. Now, whether we get rejected here or we don't is I can't be certain. I really cannot be certain. I need to check the indicators when we're there and if we're there. And the opposite is true. If we break 36, will we go to 31? Again, I need to check the indicators. I need to check if there's a proper rejection of the retest, and then we can know that, okay, that is very likely that's going to happen. As of now, the likelihood, just to summarize, the likelihood of the micro time frames is more to the downside than to the upside, towards that 36 or 35,500 level, and then I believe we will have a bounce over here. Now, will this bounce be able to break this yellow EMA? I cannot be sure, but if it does, based on the monthly hidden bullish divergence that we have, then we need to strap on for a real ride, because we might pump here and then dump like this, and that would be catastrophic. That's how you trap most people. With that being said, guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, and subscribe. Please help the channel grow so I can make more of these. I mean, I have 6,000 followers on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, but my views are like 500 views only. So please try to help this channel out. Please support it so I can, we can grow bigger and bigger. I also have a new YouTube interview that I did with a very good YouTuber of mine, YouTuber friend of mine, whose name is Core. I will be posting the YouTube link in the description below, so you can go watch it. And if you want to get to know me slightly more personally, and know about my background and not the trading crypto maze, but the real crypto maze, you can watch that video as well. Link in the description below. Thank you again for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.